and for our TV project, Restoring the Village project. And what we're doing each and every Tuesday is bringing some good news into the community. Today is a spotlight, a community spotlight that we're going to be doing. So I don't know. I do it every first Tuesday. I don't know. But we have some great people in here, a great organization that we're going to be talking about and see how you can get engaged in the community, you know, helping out. This man here, I've never met him before today, but he reached out to me because of another individual who's doing great work. So shout out to Keon. Yeah. And so shout out to Keon for even linking us up. And that's what it's all about. It's about supporting one another. It's about helping each other out. So big shout out to Keon for doing that. One of the things that kind of allowed me to even see, you know, all they was doing is that he had a youth event coming up. So, you know, I love the kids. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow him to introduce himself. Again, it is Coach Kev, in case I didn't say that. We have Coach Kev, and we also have Shatar here, and they're from the organization called Team We. I'll let them kind of introduce themselves, and we'll go forward from here. But I wanted this to be, and this is our first community spotlight, so you should feel very special. You're our very first community spotlight. So very great things. I won't go into it right now, but I want him to introduce himself because he has a great story and a great mission. So, Coach Kev, would you like to talk about that?
Hello. I thank you again for allowing me having the opportunity to come on and speak with everyone, put a voice to the face and to the plan. For those who don't know me, I'm Coach Kevin, Team We owner, Youth Expo director. Youth Expo, I mean, Team We is a full business, and we started the program Youth Expo from Team We. And this has been a blessing. I've had the program since January 2017. I've been owning Team We for the past 3 years. I've been coaching football for quite a while, and that led me to, you know, do the Youth Expo as a program.
Wonderful. And exactly where are you located?
We're located inside Heron Run Rec Center. That's 5001 Sinclair Lane, Baltimore, Maryland 21206 zip code.
Okay. And just say, you know, what programs do you offer, or what do you all do other than?
We offer arts and craft and sports and fitness. We try to get the kids to use their minds to explore arts and craft. And for the older kids or the teens, we use sports and fitness because a lot of older teens are into high school sports or sports period. And we just try to showcase to them the right way of working out, eating healthy, thinking positive, so they can get themselves to the next level.
Right. And what I actually noticed, because I'll be on the page spying on you guys, but what I see is that August, you're doing a healthy eating.
Yes. For the whole month of August, we were promoting and practicing healthy eating, healthy living.
No chicken nuggets.
It's important for us to understand, you know, that the meaning of health to our kids, so they can live a long life, as well as the adults and the parents that's affiliated with Youth Expo.
Okay. And Shatar, do you have you would like to introduce yourself? I'm sorry.
I'm Shatar. I'm one of the parents that attend Team We and Youth Expo events through Team We, and I think it's just a good thing for the kids who don't get to experience a lot of stuff that we do. Like we had etiquette class, keyboarding class, and this is some stuff that the children aren't introduced to sometimes. So I definitely think that it's fun, it's interesting, and most of all, it's free. So I think everyone should come out.
And he has actually, like, on the Youth Expo website, there's like, he puts events out there all the time. I got to get to one. But I commend you just for even stepping up into the community to even make it a business, to go further, to do it as an ongoing. So I commend you. One thing I saw on your page, again, a little spy, you quoted something that really, really touched me. And you said, we must prepare our youth And that was all caps. So again, it goes back to that whole team week. We're doing this together, but
Right.
you said we must prepare our youth for a future that we will never see.
Right. And that's the key to it. The same way my parents prepared me for a future that I will live on, and I will leave a legacy. They will leave a legacy behind through me. It's our job as parents and leaders in our community to do the same. A lot of our youth don't know.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know how important it is for them to, go further in life.
Absolutely.
And it's something that, we must do as parents. If you're not a parent, a guardian, whoever, leader, coach, teacher, we must prepare our kids. I look at it as the triangle offense. There's the coach, the parent, and the teacher. Phil Jackson ran it at Chicago, and he was successful. Mm-hmm. And I take that same model and apply it to, what I'm doing, the parent, the teacher, and the coach, mm-hmm. for our kids to be successful. So,
wait a minute, what was that again? I got to write that. What kind of triangle?
It's called the triangle offense.
Triangle offense. He just used that football on us.
Yeah.
I like that. And you said it was a what? Go ahead, one more time.
It was an offense that Phil Jackson used with Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. It was those great guys. The one those six titles.
Uh-huh.
And it's with the coach, the parent, and the teacher.
Okay.
Having that as a strong foundation, our kids can build it and be great.
One thing we were talking about was the importance of having the parent involved. Can you please speak on that? Because sometimes I say it and it's like
it's important. I get a lot of time. I have to show up if my kid want to attend? It's important that we show our kids that as parents we should be and we will be involved. It encourages our kids to even go further. It gives them their hope that someone does care. And furthermore, I'm not a bad person, but do you really know me as a Coach Kev?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it can be misleading to put that much trust in a person.
Absolutely.
Not to say that I would do anything wrong, but it's just too much comfort. You leave a big gap in between because you don't know what I'm telling your kid,
mm-hmm.
what I'm teaching your kid. And what happens is, from coaching football for previous years, parents would just send their kids and not show up. And man, that child can grow a bond so great, so great. Mm-hmm. I can have him steal from his own parents if I wanted to go that way.
Wow, that was powerful. Yeah.
Because the parent is not there
mm-hmm.
to, official
mm-hmm.
what's going on.
Absolutely. That right there was very powerful because that's what we were talking about out there. Like, it is so important not to just, and just even being a PTA president, like, it's very important to not just drop the child off 9th grade year and only fuss because they can't graduate and go across the stage in graduation. And the same goes for anything. Like when you're involved with sports or anything, like we have to still be mindful of being a parent, but still give them that recreation. So I really appreciate, and this is probably why you're the first, you're our number one community spotlight, because you talk, you speak very well. You speak a lot of knowledge, and it's what people need to hear and see. And unfortunately, sometimes truth hurts, but it's really needed to say, yes, you're an awesome guy, but still you gotta, like, even when I was just telling you out there, like sometimes my daughter's friends will just drop their parents will just drop them off. But do you know me? Have you met me?
Right.
And you're saying the same thing. Like, we're speaking the same language, and we have to be mindful. Maybe that's part of the issue now in this world. Like, you just gotta really be mindful that still be a parent. That wait a minute, triangle offense. Right. But you need everyone involved. And because you're a parent, Shatar, like, how do you feel about just even having involvement? I know you're involved. You told me all about that, baby.
Yes.
But can you speak on that?
What I would like to say about it when they ask that question is, why not stay?
Mm-hmm.
Because this is the time, it's between 6 to 8. Okay, you're just getting off. They should be done their homework. Now it's family time. Let's have some fun. And every activity is for the adults and the kids. Or either in the other room, it's an adult activity, but just to be in the same place as your kid and learning what they're learning, like you said, I think you should stay to be involved, to see what they're learning, and doing it together, get some excitement out the kids. They want to do it more. And that's the whole purpose.
Right. I love it. Like one of the events they had was the Sip and Paint. I mean, sky's the limit where they're trying to involve parents as well. So it's not just a rec where all the kids running around like they're learning stuff. You said team building. You're learning character. You're learning so much. Eating healthy. Come on now. Like, who really are focusing on that? You know, sometimes you're just doing pizza, for the kids, but to actually make the entire month of August, like that was very commendable for even doing that. One of the things that also I was looking at, because I'm all about this, about the spying. I think it was just a meme, but let's build together. I truly think that's very important. So how do you, well, I know you do, but how important is it to build with other organization or the community or the parents? Like, you're not just trying to do the heroin. You said, when I asked you what area, you said 21206. Like, you trying to get a large group of people. How important do you believe it is to work together?
Well, that's what Team We really stands for. It means together, everyone achieves more.
Can you say that one more time?
Together, everyone achieves more.
And that's what really got me.
And that was the brand built upon that was started it. Team We started with my kids' names. There's a letter from each one of my kids' names who formed Team We. So it was inspired through, like I said, two good friends of mine, Keon Johnson, which we grew up in the same neighborhood, and we was doing.
Shout out to Keon, because he is doing some great things. Yes.
Coach Antoine Friedman at ESR, he let me have my first opportunity of coaching youth football. And from there, I combined the two together to mentor, because every kid doesn't play a sport, right. To mentor to kids and families and business owners as well. And that was the reach of it all, to trying to get the small business owners to come in and showcase their talents through a setting for as Youth Expo. And that way, kids can see that this is how we build a brand. And at the same time, it gives kids hope to say, well, this guy comes from my same neighborhood who's doing something positive. And if he can do it, I can do it too. And at the same time, it gives that owner hope to say, well, I'm going to keep pushing forward. And I have a purpose. My business has a purpose in the community. So it's like, you reach out to your parents and your small business owners and the people around you, the coaching staffs and the parents and the members from program to program, and you form this gumbo. You form a big pot of gumbo, and once you form that gumbo, it's very tasteful. But at the same time, it can feed a village.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole logic.
I got my notepad. Let me tell you, I write. I love writing, first of all, but every time I have someone here, like, I feel like you always can learn from the next person. Like, don't ever feel like, you're so big headed, you got it going on and you can't learn or grow. That's what I love, and even Restoring the Village, that's what we're about. It's about team building. That's why let's build together. It's about team building. It's about, and you just made a very good point. Like, if you make the relationship is what you're doing, you're building relationships and partnerships. So once you have that with your parents, and once you have that with the businesses, they even just giving back into your village, your community, you'll appreciate it more. They might sit there and litter or something, but if you have pride in your community, you're not gonna want to do that. Or the businesses,
And it helps the small businesses, and it helps the kids, and then we all form that good relationship, that same rapport. Like, when I was growing up, I went to the same school my youngest aunts and uncles went to. So the teachers already knew me before I even came to the door.
Absolutely.
So, but it created a boundary and a line of respect that I already knew that it wasn't going to be a phone call home. It was going to be taken to the teacher's lounge.
Yes. And can we be okay with discipline? And I'm not saying kill your children, but come on, like sometimes like don't talk to my child.
But but I knew I couldn't do anything in my community that wasn't going to get back to my parents, my grandparents. That same thing happens now with Team We and Youth Expo. We're doing the same thing all over again. We building a culture, change the culture from how it looks right now into something how it used to be. Changing the culture of how we think, how we do things, how we respond to things, how our mindset is.
And that's the key word.
Once we change those things, because honestly, a lot of people just don't know. And we can change those things one brick at a time, and we can move forward.
Right. So what I got out of that, and I keep hearing it over and over, like I know it, I hear it, and I think everyone else is getting it. It's just the changing of the mindset. So if you can think, like even with the music, the videos, like if they keep seeing all this stuff, that's what they're going to want to do. But if they see, Coach Kev is out here giving his time, and Coach Kev, like they may come to you. It's just going to be a heightened level of respect, and wanting to see someone like you who came back into it.
Yeah, not to cut you off, because a lot of kids, even myself, you can tell me 100 times to do something, not to do something. But if I'm not showing you, it really doesn't mean that much.
Examples, yeah.
You gotta showcase. You not just tell them. You want them to pull their pants up. You have to pull your pants up. If you want them to put a title to your name, you have to put a title to their name. A lot of kids call me Kev. I'm like, hold up, put a title to it.
Yes.
You gonna call me Mr. Yes, sir.
Well, I get Mama Angie. Now we look. Wait a minute. I graduated 98. He said he graduated 97. Why I get Mama Angie?
Because it's the feel.
I want to be Coach Angie.
It's the feel. The same way our kids call the Korean lady in the store Mama.
Yeah.
Because she's
feet. Hello. Now, Mama.
Yes.
Now, I want to just stay on that whole changing of mindset. Like, you have a 4-year-old, right?
Yeah.
And so, how it's important because we were just talking about how they are like sponges.
Yes.
So, can you just speak on like that whole mindset, be an example as a parent, and how important that is?
This makes me think about one event that we had at Youth Expo, and we were learning about Black Wall Street, and Coach Kev was telling the children how it was built and what was going on. And so afterwards, after what they learned, he asked them, well, what do y'all want to be when y'all grow up? So this is kind of the beginning stages of Youth Expo. And they said basketball players and football players. So Coach Kev tried to fix their mindset and let them know, the average career span for what a basketball player is, what a football player is. Let them know it's kind of small. Yeah, it looks like what you see on TV, and they get money, and it's something you want to do, but what are you going to fall back on? So now that we're months later down the line, and we done had sewing class, we done planted flowers, and some of them say they want to be gardeners. So you could ask them now, and I'm pretty sure the effects of Youth Expo changed their mindset. They're not going to say football players and stuff anymore. They're going to name something from either Black Wall Street or the movies that we do on Friday. Now maybe they want to do something else, but they're not. I don't believe they would still say football players or basketball players.
Right. Now, I say that because we have to like show, like you said, showing more. And one of the things, of course, we know we got 205 murders, right? I think every session I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna speak on it. Like, I'm a widow, and I know that it's important to be a parent, because my child could be going wild and she's not, and that's because of a village. So that's a Team We, right? Yeah. And it scares me because she still has to travel. And so it's very important to build relationship, to build up that village, to know, Coach Kev is right here in this area, and Miss Shatar, just to build relationships. When you know that, like you said, so-and-so is going to be there, it's very you want to move away from that to not do anything in that area, you know? So it's important for every community to build that. And once we have that, I think it will kind of come down because we've built relationships, because we're giving them resources. Like you just said, you're teaching them the sewing, the gardening. You're teaching them things that they can even turn that. We have, next week, we're going to be having, Ms. Joni Heart Smile. And what she does is, the organization's Heart Smile. And what she does is she goes into school or even, just in a building, I guess she has, I can't remember, but she's definitely grounded into Mervo. Anytime I see someone, I bring them in. Right. So good to have resources. What she does, she take the youth. If they know, hey, I want to sew or I want to garden, all right, turn it to a business. That's where that's where she come in. And she takes them down, get all that business plan down. What I'm saying is everybody plays a part. It could have been the networking, get it over here. Then it goes to Joni. And then it goes into, I have pride because now I'm a business owner at 12. I just met a business owner, Asia. I met her daughter. I think she said she was 12. Don't quote me. But she's a business owner. And I mean officially a business owner, you know. So just to keep seeing our youth become like officially business. It's not just I want to be. They have gotten their paperwork. Right. So we have to show them, which I appreciate that. You got to show them what you can do to better yourself, and not to say they can't. You don't want to, the dreams. They can't be a basketball player or whatever, but what's your fallback? I like that, so you're not discouraging them, but can we do college degree? Can we get a plan B just in case? Right. Not to say you can't. Right. So I appreciate you even doing it. And so movie night, I just heard you say every Friday?
Yes. Every Friday.
So what's the movie? What's the movie for this? Right.
This
weekend is very hard.
This week right here, we're gonna show the kids the movie 13th.
Okay, I don't think I've seen that.
13th is about your rights and how they set our young black men up, and how the laws change, and it doesn't cater to kids once they have a criminal record, and it's a whole lot to that. I think the teenagers really need to see, and even the young people need to see. I was going to do it last month, but it was other things that came about. So I'm going to get to it this month. And then the rest of month, we will show something dealing with, the health. How the events are planned is a month's worth of events.
Yes.
But one event moved to the next event. And what we talked about the first day, we try to end it with a movie so they can kind of visualize everything we discuss.
That's good.
So they can kind of see, what I was talking about the whole time. So then everything the parents saying, the neighbors saying, teachers saying, it gives them a little bit more confirmation to see it themselves.
Absolutely. So not this Friday. I'm gonna try to do my little weekends. So I'm gonna try to come out there. I love movie night. I love, like I said, what you're doing.
Come on out. Every movie night is free. Free popcorn.
Did y'all hear that? I always gotta emphasize because I don't know why we gotta pour people in when you say free. Is it $1? No, it's free. It's free. Everything. Did y'all hear that?
What we do is at the end of every month, we do what we call
it's free.
A potluck. We do a potluck every month at a movie night. So we call it dinner and a movie night.
Okay.
So you get a nice dinner and a movie at the same time.
Keep the parents from cooking that night.
But it goes back into what we did at etiquette class, as far as appetizer, main course, dessert. It goes back into what we taught them in months before.
I need to put it in my phone.
So we try.
And that's awesome. There are so many. So again, I'll say it over and over. Your first community spotlight. My hope is, and I'm putting out there to inspire you. You inspired me just to say thank you for just showing something positive. And I could talk about foolishness, but we see that enough.
Right.
And what I like to do, and You know, as long as the people keep bringing it on. I mean, I'm pretty much booked up until October, so definitely people are engaged and they like it, they enjoy it. Just an hour of your time just to hear something positive is also to acknowledge, you know, people that are doing positive things, but also to know there are so many.
Right.
I didn't have to, you know, I'm doing an eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'm not sitting here please help me. There are so many. I want to do business spotlights. It's so important to either, I know you don't, I saw your post, you you know, I don't want acknowledgement, but it's good to be acknowledged, to know what you're doing. So I commend you for all that you're doing. There are so many, so don't let the 205 murders get you all uptight. Even with me losing my husband, I don't lose hope in Baltimore. We got to make sure that we just keep that. Just to let you all know, we're going to keep talking, but you can always call in if you have any questions for Coach Kev or Miss Shatar, or myself. The number is 404-436-1277. I forgot to put that on the Facebook Live video. So again, if you want to call in, it's 404-436-1277. We're going to continue, and it's going to kind of go into two events that are coming up, and you kind of can chime in when you like. One event, because we're talking about community, I'm going to always talk about the community. Just grab it all in. One thing that Restoring the Village is supporting is a community healing garden. And it is important. It kind of go back until you taught them how to garden. So it's Keys Development, and what we're doing is we're partnering up with them. Two things is on here. Two is that they're reaching out to the youth. That's my heart. And they're reaching out to those to heal with grief. That's two of my babies. So that event is coming up, and it's going to be August the 19th. Asia is going to be doing that. And she and Keys Development, should I say. They're doing some great things. They're asking for volunteers. If you can text Keys, and I'll just probably spell out. You can text KEYSDEV to 797979. Again, it's a community healing garden, and she can break down exactly what their goal is to have it. I mean, this is the first time. I mean, I hear people do community gardens, right? But this is the first one I'm actually going to be I want to be there. And I want to be there because she said, you're no different than a plant. We have to make sure we nurture ourselves, we water ourselves, we take care of ourselves when we go through that. And that's even as leaders and community leaders. As much as we pour in, we got to make sure that we take our moments to take care of ourselves, Coach Kev, and Angie and Shatar. So this is a beautiful thing that is going on. And if anyone, like I said, if anyone like to even volunteer, you can call the number. I have been putting the flyer out, just circulating it. It's August 19th, but she need volunteers ASAP. If you can even text today, that would be awesome. There's there could be stipend offered, or any students can get hours. I know. So what age group do you go to?
We go from 5 to 18. So
if you have any children, let me see what this age group is, but they should, 6 to 12th grade. So if you even have anyone, they have a bus that will be picking the children up. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're helping, they give hours money, there's things that they can do. Right. So that would be an awesome time to even allow them. So even if you knew someone who's grieving, that would be awesome for them. Mm-hmm. And we're just trying to get into all of the communities, and it's not just that neighborhood or that school. She wants everyone to play a part in this. Right. So I thought that was kind of cool. Again, I put it on my little Mervo PTA, but if anyone is interested in it, and your students there, if they want to be involved, that would be great. Also, another event that's coming up would be Restoring the Village. We'll be partnering up with Marsh Funeral Homes. And we will be doing a citywide prayer. And if anyone is available, we're calling the entire community out, the entire city to come out. We'll be at the Marsh Funeral Home East. again doing a citywide prayer. It will be during the weekend of Baltimore ceasefire. We had been planning to do one before school started, which we will probably more than likely just do another one to pray over our babies before school started back up. And we thought if we can partner up with a larger organization that we would do it sooner. So March Funeral Home, Mr. March, he was right on it. So thank you also to Miss Deborah Davis for making that happen. It's going to be this Sunday at 6:30. And we will be at their Stop the Killing sign. Right. I've heard people like, why the funeral home? Blah, 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 blah. Oh gosh, didn't matter like where we have it. The fact is, it's probably saying something to you. Like the funeral home is saying, stop it. God damn it. This is enough. And even though they probably, you can look at it and say, I always hear your funeral home making money. Okay, they're telling you stop it. That's like a PTSD. Like people, like these young people, I don't want to say young, the people that are coming in, you don't know how, like, this is a tragedy. Like, they're seeing them come in all kind of ways,
I just think it's like, it's a lot of youth being misled by teens or what they see on TV.
Yes, it plays a big part.
Even it's like it's a setup. If you watch documentaries, Hidden Colors, or if you just read, it's a setup. These young boys just are too emotional for me, my opinion. One time you can go in a barbershop and men talk the way men talk, and there was no offense. You talk aggressively. And you walk up the barbershop, give a man a 5, have a good weekend, blah, 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 see y'all next week. That's how it was. Now today's is you can't have a disagreement with someone and not even know that you can walk away safely because somebody's emotions are involved. Like you gotta cut that. I don't know what happens in the household, but it's just gotta stop. We give too many excuses. This kid on this medicine, I don't believe in that stuff.
Right. I was gonna say
the best medicine you can give your child is a AEW. You know what I mean? That's the best medicine out there. They sell them in all stores. You can get a Dickie one. You can get any kind of belt that you need to give your kid that AEW.
I was gonna say, I'm trying to figure out, but I got it now.
Yes. Give them some tough love. But also understand here, the kids have to understand there's consequences behind your actions.
I think one of the things I see, and only because just being with the teenagers, some, don't quote me guys, I'll be getting myself in trouble. I don't care. But sometimes I feel like the parents are afraid of them or want to be their friends. Yeah. It's like so many things I see, and I'm like, either you're afraid to be a parent or you're just kidding, like,
I said this on our page. Like, why do people feel like they have to give their kids a lot of choices? Like, I ain't had dinner time is dinner time. You sat down, you ate dinner, or you didn't.
Okay, he old school. Yeah.
You got up Saturday morning, did your chores, and parents not understanding. Once you do something 30 days, it creates a habit of doing it.
Oh yes.
That's why they had 30-day programs. Every Saturday, I can tell you, I still get up and do my chores because that was installed from me when I was little. You couldn't go nowhere, and if you took too long doing it, you still didn't go nowhere. And I tell my sons, my daughters the same thing. Like if stuff ain't done, man, like why do you think you're going to get something? And then we want to be friends with our kids, and we want to have adult conversation around our kids. That's not cool because then you letting that child have an input in your conversation as a child. It's not cool. Then, you got kids babysitting kids because the Maryland State law says you can be in the house at 8.
Okay. Yes, it did. You know the Maryland law?
Yeah. In the household by you to 8 alone, 12 to babysit if the mom feel that,
they're capable
of doing.
8.
So you telling that kid if he or she can babysit that kid,
Oh,
that they can have their own kid.
My 17-year-old, she was cooking last night, and I had to step out to drop off some programs, and I said, "Did you check the chicken?" Like to me, I still felt you're cooking, and I'm leaving out. Can I have my house back when I, and 8?
Yep, at 8 is at least 9.
like
You can leave them
Wow.
in there. Merlin law says, I think, an hour or two, an hour to an hour and a half at 8 years old. You can run to the market, I guess, but that's what the law says.
The law.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say the law, the law, the law.
8-year-old. I know 8-year-olds. There's no 8-year-old that I will leave in the house.
Yeah. That's why I said the law, the law,
Where are
the
you
law.
going that they cannot go?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't care if it was just a store. Like I said, that was a 17-year-old. I'm like, oh my gosh. So again, if you would like to call in, it's 404-436-1277. We have Coach Kevin and Ms. Shatar here from Team We. We're doing a community spotlight, letting the community know all the great things that they're doing. There's so many people doing some wonderful things. One of the things, like I said, that just emphasizes even to choose him to be a first person for me to not even know him, is that all he speaks about is that Team We, that building together, that working together. It is very important to, like I said, there's no I in team. We need to make sure that we continue to, to be a part of this village without nothing attached, just because it's genuine, just because you're passionate about it.
And that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's a hard one.
Like it's tough. It's tough to get. It's not tough to get to the youth, but once they go home, you say, "Well, what are you being taught at home?"
Yes.
And it's like it's not crazy, but you wonder, like, once you leave me, you should be able to go home and implement the same things.
Yeah.
That's why I say the triangle offense.
Mm-hmm.
Once you build a triangle offense, your kid will be successful.
Right.
Because everyone's teaching the same thing, discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Chicago can tell you, every kid, they come in there, they shake their head, they saying, no, you're going to say, yes, sir, no, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, coach, no, coach. You're going to put manners on.
Yes.
It's just how they got to be, because, like, at the end of the day, they're going to be someone's mother and father.
Mm-hmm.
And like I tell my kids, when you leave your household, you represent who I am.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
And if you out in the public saying, yeah, and I'm Coach Kev, I look tore up.
Mm-hmm.
How can I tell somebody else kid to say it? You can't even say it.
Mm-hmm.
And that don't fit right. So, we gotta lead by example.
I even do that with my nieces and nephews. They were like, they might slip up as they got older, like, Angie, excuse me, Aunt Angie. I was like, look, I don't care if you over 18, so it's just, and even for me, sometimes I'll just, I'll speak to my aunts and I'm like, Uncle so-and-so, like, it's still there, no matter how old you are. That's instilled. And I don't know how you all were raised, but like, my grandparents raised me, and it was like all that stuff my grandmother put into me, the manners. Like, what about like times where you wouldn't dare curse in front of an adult? Mm-mm. They just go, they go hard. Like,
what happens is one adult allows them to do something and not check it.
Yes, please check them children.
It starts probably on the bus stop,
and
he may say something, she may say something. An adult was there, and the adult don't say nothing to him.
Mm-hmm.
Then another adult do it.
And what about the ones who are afraid to say that? Like, we got some.
I check them. Quick story. I was on a 3 bus going. I don't know where I was going at. Mm-hmm. There was a kid with the Mervo.
Mm-hmm. Oh, come on!
He throwing paper on the back of the bus, and the paper hit me.
Come on, Marvo.
So he couldn't say excuse me. So I turned around and said, sure, you can't say excuse me, or I ain't do it. So he thought it was funny. So he kept on throwing the paper. So I got up and I said, look, if you can't say excuse me, when you get off the bus, I'm going to knock you out.
You don't play.
He never got off the bus. We wound up on the Cornwall Bridge. I said, shorty, listen. It's saying excuse me and having manners. You could have got the bus a long time ago. Now you're at Cornwall Bridge by yourself with a grown man. You don't know if you're going to make it home.
Right.
Then she looked at me like, that's the consequence. Manners.
Yeah.
Just by saying, excuse me, stop doing it. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Manners.
You could have got back home a long time ago.
And when you say manners, sometimes I look at the parents or the adults. I'm gonna stay off my parents if I get some messages. But adults, you look at it and you're like, I see why your child act like but it goes back to that mindset. You know, somebody didn't. And let me even go further. That the broken homes, and I mean, I had a broken home. I wasn't with both my parents, but I had my grandmother. You know, sometimes it may just be that, and let me just say, it could be a mother who's working very hard and, you know, 2 jobs. It doesn't justify that she doesn't care.
Right.
But what I'm saying is that her time is somewhere else. And but it's a lot of times if they know that parents are not there, they're gonna kind of go, wow, or whoever is instilling that. It could have been a big brother that's out there, you know, whatever. We just got to make sure that they're very crucial, like they're very delicate. We got to make sure that whoever's around them is going to instill some great things into them. Now here's a message. Well, not a message, it's a comment. So first of all, I'm going to look at this for a minute. So we have Boom. He always called me this, the mayor. She's going to get her in trouble. So salute mayor. And then also, I just wanted to say this. Melvin Willingham, he said, well thought and well said. And he said, peer inspiration is crucial. Salute, brothers. So I just want to let you know that, you know, you have people out here that really is acknowledging what you're saying, really appreciate what you're saying. It is a lot of people. We need a lot of Coach Kevins out there, a lot of Coach Cavs. And let me just say, sometimes you just need to be inspired to do it because after I lost my husband, you know, it's easy to shut down. But you got to understand that we all have something we can give. It doesn't have to be with let me just say, Diamond K got a great studio. So it don't have to be in front of the lights, camera, action, but be involved in your child's, school when they're in camp. Don't drop your child off and not even know their parents or how they're living, you know, and it's not to judge someone, but at least know if something happened, you can't even say you know their parents or you know what's going on in that house, you know. So we just we have to be proactive with a lot of things. Now, I just want to be devilish a little bit because that's me, and I can't wait to see Diamond K show on this Ray Lewis, but but what I want to say is I want to quote something he said, and I want to ask you how you feel because I know how it made me feel. And I'm only going to quote one thing, so don't send me no messages in my inbox because I really wouldn't care. So he said, he was talking about the 200 plus homicides. He said, how many people are talking about it? Nobody. And I'm like, we talk about it. I went to a lot. So he said, if it ain't too many people going to stand up to go into the black communities and worry about black people killing people, you know, that's not the owner's fight. And I understand, like, it's not the owner's fight, but for him to say that nobody's talking about it, like, I feel a disconnection, and I felt a slap in the face for people that are working hard, like you, like me. Like, I just went to an event that was packed because there were concerned citizens. And I'm not quoting anything else off of that because I want to say more, but to me it was just like, how many, this is his quote unquote, how many people talking about the 200 plus murders? Nobody. And I understand maybe he's talking about the concept of the owners or the mayor, which, come on, Mayor Pooh, I need her to really understand this is a state of emergency. If it's not addressed properly, we can easily get to 400 murders this year.
Right.
But that kind of bothered me because I'm just like, well, what about the ones who are really busting their butt to really are addressing it, are talking about it? So I want to talk about it today because that's important, and this is why you are important in here.
I think I feel like Ray Lewis is like a racehorse with blinders on the side.
We want to go Coach Kev to Team We, Coach Kev to now Kevin.
He has blinders on.
But this is real talk. Like,
just like every household, we have curtains at our windows for what reason? You go in certain neighborhoods, you don't see curtains. Psychologically, certain kids see which others don't see.
Mm-hmm.
Ray, I don't know where he at. I don't understand. I don't understand him. Like, to say people are not speaking upon it, he's not in tune with the community.
He's not in tune. I said disconnection.
He's not here. He's not as active as he says he is. Or
and I could be wrong, but if you're feeling the same way, others are. And I mean, I got the feedback from a lot of people.
Like I ask kids all the time, when last time Jordan came to your neighborhood?
Yeah.
But Ray, he just...
Well, I saw the whole interview, and what my intake was on it, it was the next sentence after that when he said, well, it's not the owner's fight.
Yeah.
And then the other guy said, well, that's because they don't have to deal with what we deal with. He said, you and I dealt with this, Ray. And now that Ray's up there, he doesn't have to deal with it. So he doesn't, he don't believe that people are talking about it, but we are. And that comes to the disconnect that he has. He'll come, take a few pictures and be seen, but that's it. He's not talking to people that are talking about it, because we all clearly know that people are talking about it. We hear about it every day on the news from the 13-year-old girl last night. It's just going up and up. So we talk about it.
Drive-by, I heard, like a shootout or something.
Right. And we hear about it. We talk about it. We counting. We praying this no more. I just had a church event where we were praying in the streets. So we're talking about it. I just think he just has a disconnect, and he doesn't, or he's not talking to anyone that's talking about it. Clearly,
my godmother, she is Pastor Linda Harvey, and they have You Walk Baltimore, I believe. I'm sorry, I can't quote anything right now. But every Friday she goes out into the community. I mean, from Gilmore Homes. This Friday they'll be over in Park Heights, and I mean going into the trenches. And she, even if it's a small amount or a large amount, she doesn't do it for that. She wants to actually engage. And I try to go as much as I can with my schedule. I do feel like the street mayor now, but with my schedule, I try to go out with her at times. And I never got it. I never feel intimidation. I always feel like they embrace you.
They do. That's just, like I say, I don't know where he came from. I think he was programmed to say that. I don't know. But it's a lot of people out here.
I might lose a friend or two.
There's a lot of people out here that sees what's going on. Me, I don't watch the news. I don't turn to it. I don't I guess call it badness. It's just, everything is on it is exposing a lot of bad things going on.
All negative. I believe it's designed to put fear in.
It's a showcase. It's a showcase how we want others to treat us. And it's bad. But I just think I say Ray is out of tune with a lot of things that's going on. Me per se, I see it every day. I'm around it. I'm constantly worried for my kids, going to college and just going to the corner store, or even my son getting a bus to come to the rec center. For like 2 weeks, he didn't want to walk to the rec center because somebody was out there on the prowl. And I'm like, man, you my son, man. Nobody. But you have to be cautious.
Yes.
And it's like, it's happening. So how do we get this to stop? It's not something that you can just go to AutoZone and buy a part and just fix automatically. You have to find a solution.
Oh my gosh, I wish I could just have one little part that just would fix Angie. And like I said, it's a process.
It's not a quick fix.
It's not a quick fix. Even with the citywide prayer, I heard people say, prayer doesn't. Let me tell you, just yesterday I was on there like I was high. It was just so much things were going on, and I'm like, it does go hand in hand, at least with me, because I know where I came from. I know that would be another segment, but I know where I came from to the point where I wouldn't be here if it was up to me.
Right.
I wanted to check out. So I'm very sympathetic to those individuals. When I can talk to them, I can tell my story. I basically, I don't know. I feel like I've been through it all to actually be engaged with that. So it's like, I believe this is the time for me to be out there to speak. And this is why I want to use this platform. But when I hear when people are saying, there's nothing you could do. And come on, I know somebody's looking at this. If anybody want to talk about this for Lewis for a minute, 404-436-1277. Don't get offended what I'm saying, but I got offended for what he said because, and I even had someone say, when he comes in, he does talk to Chief such and such. I don't even say no names. Maybe y'all see it on my page. But I don't think that's fair because just because of that, what does that mean? Like in real life, like I understand as an officer and a high-ranking officer, that means to them different than what it means to me as a concerned citizen. And come on, like North Avenue, he got a part of that street named after him. I was there when I had my first program, and they did that. But what has that street, that area is broken.
Right.
And I'm not saying put the money in, but you put your name on the street,
right.
And it's not to say, let me just say, because I could be disconnected, and I don't have a problem if someone check me. But if it's something he's done tremendously to even speak on this, to tell me. But to say that no one's talking about it, no one's doing it, like I said, we just had an event last Saturday, and it was about 150, 150 people that came out, and they were all walks of life. It was Nation of Islam, different organizations. Restoring the Village was up in there. Baltimore Ceasefire was up in there. Community mediation. I mean, the list goes on. There were so many people there because they were talking about it, and they want to play a part in that.
He kind of like slapped every youth football program, basketball program, baseball program, every coach out there that's giving their free time a slap in the face. Because we have a lot of good men, coaches, parents that's teaching these kids and telling these kids how important life is. And for him to say no one is talking about it, he's wrong. Like I tell my kids every day. When I say my kid, I mean every kid that come around me in my presence, they my kids. It's how you should love your life. And what you see in the streets is not cool. You gotta stop killing each other. You gotta learn to embrace and love one another.
Please.
And I understand you may say you don't know this person, but you're a human being just like he is or she is, and you gotta love each other. You know what I mean? Love each other.
LOVE spells love. We have to love one another. That I'm gonna just emphasize on that. Understand that, like when you take a person's life, you're taking their families.
Right.
I will never be the same, and my husband's coming up to 15 years of being gone. I will never ever be the same.
Right.
And it doesn't mean like I'm here and doomed. But there are some people that are medicating themselves, that are drinking their sorrows away. One of the things I want to do, and I don't know if it's something that you all are doing already, but I'll be starting a grief support group. So even with that, it's like I always gotta say, pray for me. It's like I want to do so much. I want to just save the world, but we got to also make sure that we nurture ourselves because that's a can that's open.
Yeah, we have next month a person coming in to do a grief counsel session. This month we have a lady coming in from each one, Save One, who's doing suicide prevention awareness class for the parents, so we can recognize the signs and learn how to deal with it if we do see certain signs and how to involve other people to help us out.
Right. Let me just say, when I spoke to a student, I keep saying student because I'm in school mode. When I talked to one of the youth, they said that, and it could have been maybe 6, so I'm gonna give a little older than your child, and they basically said that they were sad, like we had to go off of emotion. How are you feeling today? And I said, I'm feeling a little down because I'm getting ready to go to my cousin's funeral. Like I had to really talk to him because that's what I was coming in for, talking about grief. And I said, how do you feel today? And one child, was a girl, about 6, and she said, I'm sad. Okay, can you tell me why you're sad? Well, I'm sad because, and this is what really blew my mind. She said because she rolled past, I don't know if it was that day or whatever, or it was just on her mind, but she said she rolled past a pole filled with balloons and teddy bears. And I said, did you know that person? No, I said, do you know why that was there? You gotta always get me. You know why that was there? Yes, someone died. Did you know that person? No, I did not know that person, but I know that someone died. Just the fact that visually, and can you just imagine just walking to school in the vacant buildings and the other teddy bears out there, or the bottle, the empty bottle. These are the images that our babies have to see, you know. So it's good for you to have them, take them into a safe place. To allow them, and even change mindset, to instill some positivity. And yeah, what you just said about when they go home is a different, that's where the struggle comes. So don't get discouraged with it, but we're gonna try to get those parents. But that's where the struggle comes with me. Like, we do so much with that 9 months, and when that summer happens, it's like you gotta reprogram them, Unfortunately, and it may be the great home, but maybe it's their environment. Maybe when they go outside, and we just lost a child a student at Mervo, and the funeral was Saturday, and it's just like, I didn't know her per se, but to know that we lost someone, that 13-year-old,
it's a hurting feeling. It's a hurting feeling.
I've
been seeing in the past few years, these kids that I've coached at previous programs that died, that got killed.
Yeah.
I'm like, shorty, you was only 17, you only 16. Like what? Like, I can't imagine burying my children, burying my child. I can't just imagine that. And it's hurtful to see that, kids that you had come to your house for sleepovers, you didn't took football to and took home, and this, like, he's dead, man. Like, he ain't even live. Like what? Like,
they're not living. And sometimes I've heard one say, they don't even know if they're gonna, they don't know if they're gonna live. Like, I guess that's the mindset. Like, you're gonna just do what you want to do because you don't even.
Right, and that's how they really start to believe that, why should I plan for next year when tomorrow not guaranteed?
Yes.
And I understand that. I truly understand how they thinking, and that's why I say, I was blessed with the two gentlemen in my life that pushed me forward of even doing a team we on Youth Expo. Was Keon Johnson and the guy Coach Twan. Because it was a hard point in my life because I wanted to give up, and he allowed me to start coaching. And I started coaching my nephew at 8-10, and I just saw like, it wasn't to say that I saved those kids. Those kids kind of saved me because I was living like I didn't know what was going on, but I knew I didn't want to be there no more. I didn't want to live that. So they kind of changed my perspective of thinking, of living. And then once I moved back around my old community, I saw a guy that grew up the street from me, basically his family, who was doing something in the community that I was from, positive. And I believe it was a lunch or breakfast with Santa. And I saw 200 kids and they received coats and hats and book bags. And I'm like, you're making it happen. Like, and I looked at the young brother like, yeah, you doing it, man. Like, you really are like making a difference. And it's like, for me, my opinion, he changed that whole community and the outcome of how the kids even think. Like he said to me one time, kids don't even want to travel the world to play basketball because they think this basketball court is the world's best basketball court. Because he installed something inside them to say, well, look, we're going to be great. This is greatness coming, and this is what we have. We're going to build upon it. And it's like those kids and himself in the community, they build a different culture for themselves. Now, I always tip my hat to the brother. And that inspired me to do what I'm doing right now. And I always, when I go back on my way, I always let him know, like, bro, like, you inspired me. Like, like, he's younger than I am, but like our families know each other. And I always say, man, I always tip my hat to him. I'm always letting them know, like, keep doing what you're doing. And it's well worth it. You can save 1 or 2 lives, it's well worth it. It's well worth it.
That's what I always say. even if it's just that one, but to know that, over the years, how many I've been a blessing to, that inspires me more. It probably put that S really on that chest, and it's not a boastful, it's just more like, it's don't, like I always say, don't get discouraged. Like even with the PTA, like at first it used to be a couple. You get happy when people are catching on. Sometimes they just want to know, hey, you're gonna last, and that's unfortunate because I've heard that from students. Like they're like, look, we done lost some, this person didn't last long. That's how they got in their mind. So you gotta like prove to them that you're committed, that you're dedicated. You said 3 years.
Yeah,
and then you've turned this into a business, so you are committed to it.
Right.
And
it's like that. And kids, they do want to see if you're gonna stick around, if you're gonna give them.
And it could be just with, in their life, personal life, like did daddy leave? It could be so much deeper why they got to make sure you prove to them.
And that's why I commend my parents, Mr. Tara, and a lot of other parents that do stick with me along the ways. It hasn't been easy. Because you would want to see that certain people or certain organizations or the rec center that I'm at, you would want to see Rex and Parks back you on certain things. And they their sole thing is, they want their name to be the bigger name. And that's cool, but
I'm
grateful for the parents.
Talk about names.
The parents that support, what I mean? Like I say, we don't get paid for anything that we do. But everything that comes from everything the youth has and receive come from parents. And, parents making it happen. We tried to build a rec council and people didn't really see where we was headed at. But within our rec council itself, we had people that was very professional. And they think that we're going to stop because you said we're going to put it on pause. But we're going to keep pushing forward. And that's what kids want to see. They want to see you stand for something. But when it really gets hot in that kitchen, how long you going to stand inside there? You put the fire out, or you going to just get burnt up?
Oh, yes. That fire. When I first started my first organization, Bridging the Gap, and we used to be over at the Blacks and Wax Museum around the time that the name was up. So I know exactly when his name went up on that street. And we had to write a little letter saying we did something around that time. And so as far as that fire, like, first of all, that name, that's what's hurting us as a community. I'm just going to speak on that one, but that'll be for another one. The name, that pride, that ego is what's killing us.
Right.
Understand it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to support your brother, your sister. I don't know him, but he shared my website. I shared his. He shares things. I share. We talk positive. You don't have to like what I stand for, but you know that someone's making a difference. I don't have to know you or know your past or even know that there is a past. I know what I see now.
Right.
I know that you can grab a audience more than what I can, and vice versa. So again, that name, like trying to even build with Restoring the Village, I basically just said, our partnership is there's no contract. Our partnership is just to say, you support me, I support you. Your name goes on the website. There's no price to that.
Right.
And a lot of people are like, they want to know where to get out of it or what's needed. There's nothing. There's no requirement.
Right.
And it's like, and so it's that mindset.
Their mindset is always
Mine,
a trick bag.
Yeah, mine is not. And I'm learning that, and I'm more like, all right, so what do you want me to say? Even this radio, there's no cost. I just want to broadcast what's out there that's doing good. You could say, hey, can we put this on the radio? Well, that'd be $150. Oh my God. It's just like, but we're trying to do something positive. And it's not to say everything got to be free. Let me just say, if that's how they make their money, that's how they make their money. But what I'm saying is that sometimes we just have to look past the name, look past everything, look at the fact that we're in a crisis. And we can't rely solely on the government. I mean, look what's all going on at the White House. We're not even gonna go there. he said 5 minutes. So it's just like we really have to we gotta, So anyway, I'm not gonna go no further because the president gonna have me go in a different area. So I want to thank you. We're gonna be wrapping up, but I want to thank you, Coach Kev and Ms. Satar, for coming out. I'm going to take some pictures, so I'm going to put my. So let me just apologize for my little head wrap. It was raining. But anyway, thank you for coming out and taking the time to even speak with. And I always say, little old me. There are some great people that will be coming out again next week. We're going to be having Joni Hollifield. She is the owner of the Heart Smiles, as well as doing some things with leadership building. So that's what we're going to be talking about next week. It was leadership development, leadership building. I think we all could get something out of that leadership development, no matter what. I don't care how long you've been in the business, but we can all learn from that. So next week we'll be having Joni. Again, I want to thank Team We for coming out. You are one of our partners. You've been on there, but I'm even more excited to be a part of what you have and as well as what we have. So thank you. Is there anything you'd like to say before we
I just want to say I appreciate the opportunity to come on and voice my theory of how we can come together in this time of need. Team building is important. Building our communities, restoring the value, like you say, in our community and our kids is very important. Like it's something that's needed, something that has been missing for a while. But we cooking up something real good.
We cooking that gumbo.
You know what I mean?
Wait a minute, I want to have crab seed, Maryland crab seed.
But it's going to, at the end of the day, it's going to hit people. Maybe not right this minute, but it's going to hit, and when it hit, it's going to just explode all over.
Yeah.
It's going to be a very big explosion. Just stay tuned. For those who want to get down to the events, we on Facebook as Youth Expo. That's the name of the group. Check it out. If there's some events on there that you want to take part in, just come out. It gives you times and date and locations. Just come on out. We're going to have some good fun. Like I said, this whole month of August, we're dedicating to healthy eating.
So I'm challenging everybody to. Now I messed up today, but
it's important. It's important to our health. You know what I mean? So
yes.
You should get off some of that protein.
Look, all right, Coach. I'm gonna make sure. So today didn't count for me, but tomorrow. And then I'm sorry, real quick. But is there anything you'd like to say, and then we'll be ending it?
I just wanted to make sure that they knew that it's 5001 Sinclair Lane. Make sure it's on the back side of where Thurgood Marshall is, and make sure the parents come out. And it's 6 to 8, and movie night is on Friday.
And anyone.
And what's going on tomorrow? What's tomorrow? Wednesday.
Tomorrow we're having a guy come in to show the kids how to make healthy cold snacks. Like I said, we always try to bring people in. The small business owner who want to get.
So you hear that? Any small business owners, please link up with Coach Kev.
So we can try, get everything going.
Yes. So again, everyone, thank you. August 19th will be the community garden, but we are looking for volunteers now. And this Sunday at 6:30 at Marsh Funeral Home East, we will be doing a citywide prayer. Again, I thank my special guests and our very first community spotlight, Coach Kev and Ms. Shatar from Team We, for being my guest today. I thank you all for coming out. We're going to make sure that we continue to have this positive feedback and platform, and I'll see you all next Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Have a great one.